It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, and in the torchlight every corner, Maiyegun don't come. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, MaiyegunDiary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say MaiyegunDiary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, Maiyegun don't come, my people make you shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, MaiyegunDiary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this man not the Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you, from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Facebook, YouTube, MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Thank you very much. You can still share the broadcast if you are just joining us. Share the broadcast, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, right? This is Sunday sermon coming at the late hour, isn't it, right? Join us, share the broadcast, and then we will get started.
MaiyegunDiary Politico. Godfatherism. Kò sí lọ́rọ̀ MaiyegunDiary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́gọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Hello, thank you.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Yes.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti
I saw this somewhere.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
$1 million a Google match for Tifnumbu. And this one too.
2023. Yeah. 2023. Yeah. As you were June 2023. Okay, miss.
Share the broadcasts.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Yes, good evening to you, good morning to you, and good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. And tonight, our conversation is going to border on the morality and the fraud associated with the stigma of being poor. How they have used that to manipulate you religiously, politically, Nigerianly. What do I mean by this? In Nigeria, where I grew up, and possibly many of you watching me right now, being poor is not something nice. You know that. It is, let me explain the poor in this case, so that whenever they say Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world, and then they throw figures at it, then maybe if I can give you a bit of a description or a bit of reminder, just maybe you would understand what this poor or poverty means in this context of this conversation tonight. Growing up living in poverty, we're feeding. In fact, just like they have it in the UK now, where people have to either choose between heating their home or having food in their belly, choosing between the two. That kind of poverty. Well, in Nigeria, where I saw myself first-hand experience of what it meant to live in poverty, where you lack absolute everything, and you just have to live on on what God would do for you, which mostly is the 911 or 999 of the poor people in Nigeria, when you know nothing is coming from anywhere. Now, today, that level of poverty, has now become exponential. I don't know the meaning, but I know it's something bigger because I actually know why I use the word. It is so big now that over 128 Nigerians are now living in what they call extreme abject poverty, where feeding, in Yoruba land, there is a saying, they said, that is, if food or hunger is out of all, of all your problems, right? You see, the rest of your problems is more or less like half solved. Abi? Now, the way they now use the context of poor people in Nigeria, if you are poor, sometimes you will kind of, feel this consolation. And that consolation is that no matter what you are going through, just be grateful and thankful to God because He loves you. And guess those who are mostly using that to keep you in the perpetuity of perpetual docility. So being poor in Nigeria context, when politicians want to address those they called ordinary, well, put it this way, being poor makes you ordinary. And politicians in Nigeria, they have a lot and lots of lots of speeches that they wrote, good great ones for poor people, but all talks, no action. If you pay attention very well to what is going on in Nigeria today, right, you will realize that the poor people or the vulnerable people in this case, the vulnerable Nigerians are the most hit by the economic, political, and all manner of decisions being made by those in charge of your country. When you check those who are mostly the victims of terrorism, they are mostly the poor people. When you check the population of those who are dying due to poor health, they are mostly poor people. When you check the population of those who are mostly unemployed, jobless today, they are mostly poor people. And in this category, the politicians have now developed well, put it this way, they created the poverty, right? And the more of you that falls into that poverty, right, the more influential or powerful they will be. Why? In Nigeria, the people believe that if you help the poor, the needy, there is a reward for you religiously. Okay? In fact, even if you are a terrible public administrator, a thief, a very, very corrupt individual, right? There is this soft spot that the people they stole from, the people they made poor, this set of criminals, politicians, right? Many of them have now created another avenue to be the helping hand, giving helping hand to the people they made poor. Because religiously in Nigeria, even if a politician is a thief, like many of them are, yeah, the people they are stealing from, religiously, psychologically, they have been conditioned to believe that even if you are stealing our money, making us poorer, denying our children education, denying us healthcare, denying our own children, young people, opportunities to get jobs in their country and live like human beings. But if you once in a while remember us and you can share food to the hungry people, share clothes to the naked people, share drugs or medicine for the sick people in your own capacity, not as a government, as you promised them, but as individuals who love them, even though they are only privileged to have you. So in this case, the poor people, therefore, the same Nigerians who are the victims of the destroyed Nigeria of today, they suddenly, not all of them, because it's just like touching the soft spots. So the politicians who dare become philanthropists. Have you noticed that the criminal politicians who loot you, who steal your future, your everything, right? Then they turn to philanthropists who now give scholarship to the children of the poor, who now give food to the retirees, pensioners, old people who can no longer feed themselves because their pensions have been stolen by the same politicians who are now philanthropists. So, over time, when we were growing up, this made poor people to feel like they are powerless. They know. However, psychologically, they kind of believe that God loves them so much, and God is seeing the looters, the criminals, and He will deal with them. Is that not a bit complicated? Yeah, of course. That's why I said that if you pay attention to some of the things wrong with Nigeria today, you will realize that the revolution now, our revolutionists will say, gbogbo wa la lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ, gbogbo wa la lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ, bí Nàìjíríà ṣe bàjẹ́, gbogbo wa la lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ. But the people who shaped the society to accept, right, the gift from the same criminals, right, who denied them all the basic things of life that now made life more extremely frustrating. Abi, let me rephrase, or let me take a back step again. Let me take a step back rather again, okay? The society you have in Nigeria, right, believes that, number one, with what Nigeria is here, they kind of believe that, or let me say, accepted that when Nigeria happened to them and they are falling below that ladder, which everyone is falling into almost every hour in today's Nigeria. At that point, when that reality hits you, and I'll give you examples of how you begin to find yourself or begin to realize that, hey, if I say, I am becoming poorer and poorer now. You may probably call it surviving. But when you check your own book, probably, if you check your own timeline, you probably will agree with me to some extent here. Once you begin to find it, let's say you don't have your own house, as many people love to build theirs, you are a tenant, right? You have a job, okay? And then maybe you have a family, right? And when we say family, we're talking about the immediate and then the nuclear and big one in any way as you might want to put it. We all have our responsibility, and most of what we need to actually survive or live our life, right? They are not as humongous as Nigeria will make you probably think. You want a roof over your head. You probably want a job whereby you will be able to care for yourself and care for the people you love, pay for the services that are rendered to you and all that. Being responsible as a citizen, all of this, right, are being denied many of us in Nigeria. But put it this way, you probably had everything all going for you, but gradually, as the economy is taking a downturn, you begin to adjust because your income are beginning to dwindle, and they are beginning to get to a point whereby you are beginning to, take out few things that you normally do with ease before. You are beginning to realize that, no, you will not be able to do them. And gradually, you are cutting things that actually make life meaningful for you because you are comfortable. You begin to cut them off, surviving. Then you get the part that will hit you more is when you begin to, run late on your rent, run late on the school fees of your children, and you begin to run late on some other certain payment and all that. That will be the time that the frustration will begin to set in. You know what? Because even at that, you probably still have other things that you are looking up to. expecting, oh, maybe by October, or let's say by February, I expect all the things I'm working on to come back, and you see everything that is so slow for me now, I can pick up from there. How many of you had slow time 4 years ago, 3 years ago? You were doing fine, you were struggling, and you were hoping by the next 4 months, by the next 6 months, by the next, and before you know it, it's been a year, 2 years. Now, today, you didn't go back. How many of you who attest to that? If you're watching me from Nigeria, mostly, this reality are what puts you in the basket of the people that the politicians considered as those that they need to help, even when you know they are not intending of or have any intention of any help, right? So these same criminals, these same people are the ones that will then tell you that God loves the poor. And that was where that mentality of God would fight your fight with the politicians who have also, in this case, discovered another technique, in my own opinion, probably to bribe the same God you are expecting to come and fight for you, to fight them for you. Put it this way. In a country where people are so religious, but they are not, religious but not godly, okay? Because God's way is love, isn't it, Abi? Well, it should be. Love is God, or God is love. And it starts from where? Start from your hearts, Abi? And the love of God is also should be for the people created by God, which means in Nigeria, I'll put it this way, if your politician is not Alhaji, it will be a deacon or reverend. If she is not Alhaja, she will be deaconess, pastor, or what else? They all profess or confess to one religion or another. In all of this, in the Bible, in the Quran, the poor people were well kind of, defended, vulnerable people, weak people, and all that stuff. In the Bible, the people, they were what? They were defended by people raised by God to fight for the Abi. And the Bible, poor people. Well, you know what the politicians in Nigeria, what they have done? They have intentionally made you poorer by destroying your economy. You may not understand that because, it's Nigeria, isn't it, Abi? Now, they destroyed your economy, turned you, as they have psychologically positioned or conditioned you, then turned you to God that you did not campaign for or vote for when the politicians are making the promises to you, Abi. Then when you now turn to Dago, you realize that the same politicians are also the ones funding Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca. They pay for their flight, they pay for their visa, they pay for their hotels. They send the poor people who cannot afford to pay for their own pilgrimage to Mecca. After they have managed to brainwash them fully in Nigeria, where religiously they can't fight the criminals ruling or ruining them. They can't. Religiously, they are not allowed to. Do you get that now? Because God chooses leaders. Do you know that? Abi, is that not what they told us when we were growing up? God, it is God that chooses leaders. Abi? So religiously, you cannot be fighting what God brought, even if it's a good leader, if it's a bad leader. And in Nigeria's case, they've been bad, to worse, terrible. Yeah? But every time you ask yourself, or probably feel like you should do something, religious rogues, they will tell you, calm down. There is a plan. In fact, God has a plan. Is that not what they told us when we were growing up? But what we discovered is that they have hacked that long time ago, because your religious, especially the Islamic leaders in Nigeria, yeah, Ishifi Mamu, Maliki, Malimu, Mali, this and that, here and there, politicians are sponsoring them to go and pray for them. So, they send them from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia to go and pray to Allah in Saudi that Allah should go back to Nigeria and touch the hearts of the criminals in Nigeria to do good. Do you see where the scam is, right? But conditionally, when you are poorer, politicians have shaped Nigeria in a way that whatever you get, consider it a privilege. It is not your right. So many of you have not paid attention to that so far. And that's why I said, when they say you will see the God of the poor people, how they fight back, there's nothing like that. Absolute nothing like that. And here it is. One of the questions I asked myself when I was growing up, the moment I discovered that we have been lied to for so long, there is nothing comfortable, there is nothing lovely, there is nothing encouraging being poor. And when you discover, right, some of you are younger watching me right now, okay, you probably won't understand all of this. But by the time you discover that all the things you were taught or you are being told about Nigeria are complete farce, lies, you're going to be angry. And you're going to be very, very angry. You won't just be angry with Nigeria. You'll be angry with many, many of your uncles, your aunties who lied to you because that's how they are conditioned too. The question I asked myself when I was in a little bit, when I got a little bit older, was that if God indeed, in Nigeria context, is the who love the poor and listen to the cry of the poor, because we are so many, so many. The people whose children died because they couldn't afford to pay 1,000 naira card fee or 10,000 naira medical bill in different hospitals. They lost their loved ones. When they hold them in agony and they scream and they cry to God to do justice. Do you know how many people who do that every day in Nigeria? Yeah? Okay, I'll tell you. There are many, many people like that. Agony, injustice in Nigeria every day. Terrible ones. Oh. Then I was like, if people says, now God, they choose leaders. Both religions said that. Wait, could it be that there are more sinners in Nigeria, yeah, than good people? Because why is it that all of the leaders of Nigeria from 1960 to 2022, they have been the most horrible, terrible, heartless, most criminally minded humans you can come across ever? They fill in all the gap of everything you've probably heard of human beings being horrible. That couldn't have been God. No, I don't believe that. Because how could God hate people so much? Yeah? That despite all of their cries, the suffering, the killings, how could he continue to give them from councillor to local government to assemblymen, lawmakers, to national assemblymen and women, to governor, to president? How could God be unkind that much? Then I realized that it's because they lied to you. Being poor is not God's will. Do you know that? When politicians want to talk, they will say, the real voters are not on social media. You know, they say that all the time. All of you are just making noise on social media. The real voters here, they are illiterate. They are poor people. That even if you give them just 500 naira, they will do whatever they want them to do. Because that is true. That is so true. But do you now see the conflict, the confliction in this, right? Politicians who made people poor deliberately, so that whatever they are offered can be used in what? In manipulating them to do their biddings, which, in other words, to continue to tighten the noose that Nigeria is tightening around your neck every time. Do you get that? Does that make any sense to you at all? Or no, it doesn't? No, come on. It does make a lot of sense to you. It should. They created the basket. Everyone is falling into it every day. You know that movie? Have you seen that movie? Well, not movie anyway, but I don't know, maybe it's a movie or it's a show. When we were growing up, there were these Christian organizations who are into movies about Jesus, about Moses and the Egypt and Red Sea. I don't know how many of you, because I grew up in Ijebu, Odogbolu. So we had limited televisions, okay? Talk less of having cable TV or anything, okay? So what we had then was, if we are not watching television in other people's homes through the window of their houses and all that, but we do get entertained in what you can call a community square. I don't remember their name. Some of you will remember their name. They were all like everywhere, like Ayamatanga. You remember those guys who did Ayamatanga? You know them? Those kind of people, religious and all of that. So they will bring all these stories and all them to Odogbolu. Now, whenever they were showing all the stories, the birth of Moses, and then when they put him in a basket and they, in a crib like that, and they put him on, in Egypt, then the story will go on and on and on to other people who did bad things. Then, at some point, they will show you hellfire. Hellfire, where people will be dropping. The fire will be like flame, and then people will be dropping like they are dropping from sky. These are dead people going to hellfire. Do you remember those? I was a child when they put that in my head, so that I will know that I'm going to hellfire if I don't follow Jesus at the time. You know what I mean? So I actually became a born again for it, because I was so scared. Yes, I was scared, and I'm still like 38 years old today. I still remember that very well, but it doesn't work on me anymore, just like it was. Okay. But why I'm using that is this: if you remember that. Do you remember how people will be dropping into the lake of fire? They call it lake of fire. That is exactly how people are dropping into the basket of poverty created by Nigeria politicians all around every day. Some of you are watching me right now. If that your next deal, if that thing should fail, if that your next employment, job application, if that next one fail, it's likely going to be your 27th or 100th application. You are already giving up already, aren't you? If this next one doesn't work this week, you don't know what you're going to do next. Some of you right now, you have your businesses. You were doing fine. You have been struggling. Nigeria has been like twisting your neck all this while. Now, you've been struggling. If that next funding does not come this week, your business may fold up. You know that, Abi? There are many, many of you. Now, this is the second week, I believe, that the school children will soon be going back to school. Maybe, I don't know if they have gone back to school in Nigeria. This is second week in the UK. But in Nigeria, they will soon be going back to school. You know it at this point. If that money that you are looking forward to, if that client doesn't pay you between now and the first week of September, your children may not be able to go to school. There are many, many of you like that in this situation right now, watching me.
you are going to still fall into that lake or that basket of poverty created. And then you will fall into that bracket of those that they will now call, if they give you anything, you will call it a privilege. And that is what they glorify in Nigeria. Don't ever. There is nothing, there is no virtue in poverty. Poverty is like being the rag that anyone can use to clean anything. Poverty makes you shameless. Okay? The fear of poverty. Let me tell you something. You have two types of poverty. The first poverty is the lack, the real one, which is the lack, the want, the shortages, the struggle, and all of that stuff. The other poverty is called the poverty, well, hang on. You see this first poverty, physical one, that one is more aggressive. That is the one that we call dog eat dog, survival of the fittest. That is the one that when you are not mad, they will tell you, if you want to make money, because you are struggling, if you want to become rich, we can use your mother for money ritual. And you won't think it twice. In your mind, once I become rich, everything else doesn't matter. Meanwhile, as senseless as that sounds, yeah, that kind of poverty is aggressive. It is the kind of poverty that you are not a trained shooter. You are not a trained gunman. And because you are in a corner with your clique, Johnson, flexing about me, talking about life generally, the motivation came because you carry ogbe travailler the level to feel omo, to go and rob a bank is not a big deal now. Then before you know it, you go into, and all these things that poverty can make you do, they are aggressive. They are mostly senseless. And no matter the risk, you are ready to do it. You know that? That is why when so many people in their poverty mind, their lack, you can afford to pay your own house rent. You can afford to feed well. You can even afford to be a responsible son or daughter to your parents. You can afford to be, it's so tough, Abby, and you will do anything. Would you like to come and swallow 50 wraps of cocaine? You have never used drug in your life. You were never raised or trained, right, to be associated with hard drugs. But Nigeria hardship, that physical poverty one, will make you think less. And then it's all about, I want to be free of lack. Yeah? Although that poverty also is not always into crimes. So the poverty of lack has also somehow brought out the best in many, many of us. Many people have become creative because of the hardship, the hard life that Nigeria actually forced on you. Or many of you indeed probably forced on yourself, or your parents forced them on you. And I hope you won't force them on your own children at the end of the day. Now, you see, this physical poverty of wanting is the Baba. Now, you see the second one, which is called the poverty of the mind. That one is deadlier. That one is disastrous. And that one is not always limited to one or two people. Poverty of the mind. The poverty of the mind is what will make a poor Egbon Shara, Bros Sharafa, that we grew up in the slum of Ajegunle in Lagos. We dreamed of good life together. We condemned the bad politicians, the bad leaders together. In fact, we both, when we were younger, maybe we both dreamed of one day that if we have an opportunity, we are going to change the world. Only for Bros Shara to become local government chairman. And when we now call Bros Shara, Bros, this is where you grew up. This is your area. We be your person, we be your people. Look at the entire place. Now you have a small chance. Bros Shara will now discover that it doesn't belong to Ajegunle anyway. I have just been, I do you now only now bad luck brought me to Ajegunle. Now bad luck brought my parents to Mushin. Doesn't mean that I have to change Mushin. I can always go to Lekki. Poverty of the mind. So that Bros Shara can then come back to Mushin to come and meet all of us still living in that squalor, in that slum. On that terrible road, Bros Shara would drive his latest automobile, 85 million naira chairman car. So that we can all come out and notice there is a big man in town with a tinted glass, with security detail. He is now a big man, a golden son of Mushin, GSM. Bros Shara, the golden son of Mushin. Mushin is still Mushin. It is called poverty of the mind. Poverty of the mind is not limited to that. It is also where people who knows that it is, it is only godly, right? If you are truthful, if you are very truthful to your own words, as politicians are not, so they are not godly. But however, they know and they can act any kind of role or godly role you want them to act as convincing as you can want, as they can. Poverty of the mind is the one where somebody, a politician, or a friend of a politician, connected, as they say, I am connected, connected people of your different communities who have a chance of doing something as a government that will impact in the lives of tens of thousands of people, including women and children, aged and the sick. And they corner the money for themselves. Build us a very standard hospital that will take care of every one of us, whether we are poor or rich. Let's have an access to a good health care. Then somebody who has a chance decided to go and use your money to build himself a palatial mansion, a big one, with very, very spacious ground, fenced and gated house, estate in most cases. Your money. Then build warehouse in them where they will store food so that you can then trek from your dilapidated communities to go and queue by their gates for whatever goodies they have to offer, including helping to pay for your children's education fees or examination fees. I am going to pay for 1 million children. I'm going to pay for the WAEC of 1 million children. Yes, sir, Senator, I swear to God, you don't know what you are doing, sir. You are changing the life of the people, sir. God will reward you. In fact, we, the member of this community, we may not be able to pay you back for the good things you are doing for us. Senator, gbàdúrà fún yín. Bàbá ní orúkọ Jésù, and all of those things that will follow. Poverty that they have glorified. Do not. You know those who also made the glorification of poverty in Nigeria to be more grounded? Well, no thanks to the religious manipulators. It is so unfortunate today, that the idea of what kind of people are going to make heaven. Agbaman, thank you very much, by the way, for your super sticker and then your super chat as well. That's quite generous of you, sir. Thank you. If I am wrong, you can correct me. That idea of oníwà rẹ̀lẹ̀ ló máa dé ìjọba ọ̀run, that you have to surrender everything you have to God. I'm not taking a piece at you. Remember, I told you I've also been I've been a born again, so I'm speaking from my own experience now. But I am actually looking beyond just the message. I'm looking more into the impact of what they actually indoctrinated us with. So what am I saying? You need to submit. You are a nobody in front of God. That's where it starts from, Abby. You should know. Without God, So first thing first, right? You need to submit yourself. That's when the psychological manipulation starts. And I'll give you an example, okay? Now, your money will not take you to heaven. Your power, your position will not take you to heaven. Your whatever and this and that will not make you make heaven. You need to submit everything. They are not asking you to submit them literally, okay? They are not asking you to submit them literally, right? They are psychologically asking you to know that if you follow this dictate, in a way, you are guaranteed a place next to God when you die. Do you get that now? Now, what they do is that, now if you then have nothing to give, let's say you are not a rich man or a rich woman or a powerful man or a powerful woman, so you don't really have any ego or anything. So obedience, you will now submit yourself. What you need to submit then is what? Is your heart and your thinking faculty. Yes. What does that mean? It simply means that since you have nothing so much to drag with God and all that, right? For you to be guaranteed a space or a place in heaven, number one, you have nothing that is going to really make you sin. Money can make you sin. Position can make you become too arrogant. And so many other things, these worldly things. So if you don't have them as a poor man or woman, in fact, you are closer to God than that rich man, because it is easier for, now so the Bible talk about, but maybe not this way I'm saying it. It said it's easier for kete to enter the hole, that needle hole, than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God in heaven. So if you are a poor man, you know that you are favored already. For those who knows where politics started from, they will tell you politics started in fact, politics created church. Politics created religion. Do you know that? Maybe you don't know. Politics created religion. And everything around it is about control. In most cases, if you know the history of religion, it's about control. And how do you control the people? It is by promising them something more comfortable and peaceful than this troubled world. But in the long run, you are actually calming them down for a possible political revolution, as politics and church and religion, Islam and the rest of them, as they are all the same, for those who know better. Again, I'm not taking a piece at you. I'm just trying to let you see how they have now used, or how they manage to psychologically condition you, especially if you are very, very religious. And in this case, your religion has managed to kind of dictate your level of involvement when it comes to leadership discussion, political discussion, or discussions like this that has to do with Nigeria, where religion and the rest are all kind of intertwined. Or separate them here. See through the conditioning that in your places of worship, they make you understand the fact that you may be angry, but what you need to do, instead of going against the authority, instead of challenging the authority, what you need to do is to what? Is to pray. That is social conditioning, religious conditioning. And that, they don't need to tell you, that lives in many, many of you today. Yes, it's true. There are many, many people like you that will give me many, many Bible, Quranic verses that back it up. That instead of you to challenge authorities, you should pray to God to deal with them. There are many, many like yours here. It is Nigerian way. You are not godly in that aspect. You are only being religious. And in that way, they are not preparing you for any heaven. They are not preparing you for anything. They are conditioning you for the political reality you are witnessing today in Nigeria, which is to say, Chibi, you are already poor. What do you need Afeaye for? Why do you need to live a life of enjoyment? Enjoyment will lead you to sin. So if the country is hard, all you have to pray for is that God should make sure that you are seeing something to eat. Abi, God is sending helper to you, not you actually living like a normal person would do. Yeah? It is called conditioning. And I am actually deconstructing your mind right now. If you manage to watch this broadcast to this level, I am deconstructing your mind. I am not trying to make you turn against your belief. I'm not asking you to turn against God. I am saying for a long time, yeah, if you measure it very well, poverty is glorified in Nigeria, in churches, in mosques. Poverty is glorified by politicians, including those who are kind of rich. You know how they do. I have been helping the poor. Who created the poor? And why is the bracket or the basket of the poor people in Nigeria growing? It is because that's where lies the power that these criminals have over you. That is the control. So if I'm deconstructing your mind now from what they have religiously implanted in you, I don't know how old you are, ma. I don't know how old you are, sir. But the bottom line is that you are likely not going to disagree with me that somehow, what I've said so far, some of them are true. Especially, you can relate with some of them. You see all these conditions in Nigeria, right? They are deliberate. Okay? Normal. Your message of salvation, message of eternity and the rest of that, right? They were meant to be for lifting your soul. Or if you go to Nigeria today, yeah, in all honesty, I'm not saying there are no good churches and all that too. So I'm not going to use one brush to paint everybody. But you will agree with me. Mushroom churches, mushroom mosques, mushroom religious centers promising prosperity. Why? Because the system has created more and more poor people. And why are those mushroom churches, why are they filling up every night vigil, crusade, 5 days crusade, 7 days crusade, and the rest of all those here and there? Abi, why are all those places getting filled up? Because they are being promised the miraculous way out of the poverty created by Nigeria. You know what I mean now? Meanwhile, religion should have been something for you that has to do with you and your God, your soul, and how you want your soul to be when you die. Sure you get. But today, if it is either they are threatening you with hellfire, and you know how Nigeria is, then they are promising you prosperity. All these old things are happening in a country of poverty capital of the world, Nigeria. So the conditioning therefore makes it easier for people to come out most of the time. I'm even talking about the people that created the poverty themselves, to then come out and say, we need to help the ordinary Nigerians that we made poorer. So that is why in most cases, people like myself, we are not thankful or grateful, as some of you will say. Miss Modukwe Adeni, thank you very much, Ma. And yeah, thanks so much for your super chat as well. And also to Adebayo Onilere, thank you for your own super sticker as well. People are being generous tonight, even though we are not many tonight. But I'm kind of, happy to have you here. So thank you. Right? Poverty is not a good thing. If you are watching me right now and you see these politicians right now, what they are selling is that they need to help the poor. That is you. There are many, many of you who are also going to fall into that bracket of poverty before the end of this year. I'm not cursing you. Like I said, if all your plan, if they don't work out between now and October, you know what is going to happen. Some of you and your businesses are going to part ways. You know it. Abi? So, politicians are now going to roll out food. And guess what? The people they made poor are going to be so happy. Some of you are going to be so angry. Look at them. They are sharing food again. Look at these people, these politicians. You'll be cursing them and the rest of that. But they will still do it anyway. You know what poverty does? There's something I experienced in this, their politics in Nigeria. If you are watching me right now, and you are watching me from, if you're watching me from Nigeria, just know that whatever I tell you, I am speaking from experience. I'm not making them up, especially when it comes to this no holds bar Sunday sermon, because I can use stories. I can use stories that you can relate with. When they say God will fight for the poor, do you know who created that? Do you? Maybe you don't, but it is very common among the people saying, people will tell you, don't worry, you will see what will happen. God will fight for the poor, and you will see what will happen. Look at all of them. Look at Babangida now. Look at this one. Look at that one. To you, God is fighting for you, but no. Now, politicians created that phrase. Politicians created that phrase. Especially the ones that always want to associate with you during elections. Normal, they would have started eating their agbado, eating their roadside. Many of them would have started roasting corn for you. Some would have started plaiting your hair right now. Maybe they will still do it, I don't know. But they want to relate with the poor. The people they made poor. How did they make you poor? They destroy your education. You know that. Now, they miseducated you, right? Now, after giving you poor education, being miseducated, they now make you, many of you are graduates, but unemployable. You know what I'm saying? Many of you are unemployable, even though you are graduates. Abi, Nigeria ensured of that. That's what Nigeria did. And if you don't have the right education, education is not limited to reading or writing, as many of you are saying today. But yeah, you need to know, you need to learn how to read and write. You need to learn to do what? To do addition. Because even if you don't want to do anything, probably you go into business, you still have to calculate your monies. Won't you do? You would have to do. But many of you today, educated but unemployable. Do you know what that means? You cannot help yourselves. They created you. And there are many of you. Right? They created you. The amount of opportunity you are going to have in life, in fact, is going to be decided by the amount of education you have, formal and informal education you have. But in Nigeria, you can tell they are not in any way educating you to be ambitious. Right from the classroom, they have already placed that barrier there. Don't be too ambitious, or you may find yourself in soup. You may never graduate. You know what I mean? Same thing out there. You are not trained, you are not educated to be ambitious. Because if you are ambitious, you question everything right from the classroom. The society would have had people like you who are indeed educated. But in Nigeria, they educate you to speak and write. But apart from that, nothing else. And therefore, rather than have an educated country, progressing country, developing country, or developed country, what you have is a third world country, retrogressing one, where the young people are escaping in droves. That is that, and that has created more poverty. When I came to the UK, I was told that it is better if I want to really work for real, I should go and get some training. You can call it education as well for that particular job I would love to do. And every support I needed to get that training, right? They were there. So it's now up to me. Do I want to do them or not? So I did. 6 weeks training, 6 weeks probation, and I became one of the best staff that worked in that is working in in my own office. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. I became one of the best here in Glasgow, and I got an award, a lot of awards to show for that. At work, they trained me for that purpose. In Nigeria today, rather than create opportunities that will make you advance your knowledge and then approach and access more opportunities that will then take you out of poverty, they blocked them. They did. So every road lead to them. Do you want to bamba with the big boys and you're not a Yahoo boy? You want to what else do they call that thing? You want to flex with the big boys. You want to enjoy and all of that stuff, and you are not a Yahoo boy. What you need to do is to join the Politico Vuvuzela job. The Politico Vuvuzela job is that at least you can read and write, and some crumbs can come your way. You can live by that. Somehow, you'll be better off than your peers who are still struggling and they have no way to go. That's where another poverty of the mind comes in. So many of you have now turned into that political survivor. That is why today in Nigeria, you see many people you knew and you still know today who actually experienced poverty firsthand. Now, when they have an opportunity of being in political offices or government, what do you think they do? They don't want to go back to poverty. So all they have to do is to take whatever they can take. They don't want to go back there. Your politics now turn to survivor. Nobody wants to be poor again. And nobody wants to work as well. And the only place you get free money is politics, isn't it? So all you have to do is what? Use yourself and as an example for the people you left in the trenches. They call it trenches. The people you left in the trenches, you can go back to them and say, look at me. If God can do it for me, I am now PA to governor. I am now PA to councillor and all of that nonsense. I am now honorable member. They are going to buy us a new car, 18 million. Hey, me, Maiyegun from Idiagbon, Odogbolu. Hey, this young Maiyegun from Okeagbo in Ijebu is now the speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly. So I will now want to drive and be a big man. So I need to what? I need to begin to live the life of somebody who is no longer in the trenches. And to live that life, I have to steal the education of your children. I have to steal your hospitals, the money meant for your roads. I have to join them in sharing them. Then I have to come back and tell you, you know I love you. Shay, you know I love you. You know I'm one of you. You remember that we used to be in the trenches together. It is because of your love that made me honorable. And I'm doing my best for you. I have told them to go and paint the community health care. They have brought new paint last week. Next week, they are going to bring new Vital Foam on those beds. I'm bringing 20. Say, hey, Omokonye, thank God for people like you. Then me too, I'll be doing like Honorable. I love my people. Meanwhile, I know it. That in 10, 20 years' time, that community is going to produce more poor people who have no access to real life development. On the larger scale in Nigeria, wherever they go, it is the same. That fraud, that everybody now turned to hustlers. Then I will probably go and build there one big mansion in Odogbolu, one in Odogbolu, one in Ijebugbo. So maybe every Wednesday, the people of Ijebugbo will be seeing me to come and collect food and money. And I'll be giving the community some scholarship when indeed the government can actually build a standard educational system where all children will have access to the same quality education, whether you are poor or you're from rich home or whoever you are, right? Instead of doing that, I would rather turn to the philanthropists, the new philanthropists in town, sharing food, giving scholarship of 10,000 naira to children to go to school, when I know I'm actually lying to them. So because everybody is hustler, that's what Nigeria represents. So I can turn around then and say, I cannot lie to you, my people. If I am lying to you, God will judge me. Shebi, you know that God does not take the cry of the poor. He doesn't take it for joke. He says, it's true, Maiyegun. You are right. Shebi, you know, Esa, mo fi Ọlọ́run ṣe ẹlẹ́rìí. I use God as my witness. Last meeting that we had with the governor, we nearly fought. I was fighting for you that we must bring generator to the general hospital. Generator to general hospital. And I said it. If they don't bring that generator, we are not going to pass the 2023 budget. He is lying to you, the poor people. And you are there. Most of them are not actually interested in what he is saying. They are poor. They are interested in what he has to offer them. Honorable, I get it. So, what did you say you bring for us from Abeokuta? Honorable Maiyegun, the people out there, they said that they didn't see Agbari Ojuku at the back of the house. People are not cooking. Honorable, no, we are not cooking today. Okay. I told them, I said, no, they are not cooking. They are going to share the food raw. Which food? We are not sharing food. Honorable, not sharing food. What do you bring for people then? Of course, I won't build a house or build a mansion with the money, my own share of your stolen money. I won't use that to build a mansion, right? If I'm not building them to turn all of you to my house to come and collect support. That is why some of you are abusing me. You don't like me. Yeah, you don't. If you see Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo, Alimajiri, they don't like me. You know why they don't like me? It's not because I did anything to them. It's because I am insulting people who are very, very good people. Politicians who have sponsored many of them. Scholarship. Some of them, their parents, they were able to send them to school because politicians gave them money to start selling something. Look at this, Maiyegun. In 2002, if not because of Tinubu, who came and he gave all the women at Idumota Market, he gave them this empowerment to 200,000 naira. You know how much is 200,000 naira in 2012? Our father just died. They just chased our mommy out of our house. Tinubu came from nowhere and he gave all the women. That my mother started business. That's how my mother sent us to school. I know many of you have that story. But the story you are not telling is this. Your mother was lucky to have a share from that stolen money. Because you know what? From that share they gave your mom, it is the same money they stole from her and stole from your father that died, right? So, and the same way they stole from everyone. That little share that they gave to your mom, you may not know it, right? They gave to other people's moms and dads as well. But as they gave them that money, right, there are many, many millions of children, right, who will never have access, who will actually never have access to, 3 square meals a day. Many of them are always going to go to bed hungry. Yes, you don't understand. Maybe some of you don't understand that there is no free money anywhere. There is no money that is free. Every penny that comes into government's cover are coming from your pockets. Tiny, tiny bit, a bit here, a bit there. They are coming from all of you. So when government or politicians suddenly turn to philanthropists, giving you scholarship, I gave 20 people scholarship, while 2,000 or 200,000 others are struggling to actually pay up and pay for education. The same education that the politicians made art for them. But it can select 100, it can select 50 of you and give you scholarship, as they say. Abi, sometimes they even send you out of Nigeria because they need many of you like that to remain loyal to the system that keep others perpetually poor. Because the end result is that there are children that are supposed to get a proper life. They are not getting that. There are children that are supposed to develop with good diet, with good what have you, but they are not having access to them. There are children who are supposed to develop having access to good health care, their brains, their body, and all that. They are not developing the way they should. And those children are going to grow up into adults too. Dumbos that are easily to be manipulated. Do you get that now? You will find them in religion houses. You will find them in political parties here and there. Dumbos that Nigeria breed. Nigeria breeded you. Okay? They denied you many things. All of us, we are many like that. Denied. So that's what they do. So it all come back to you are the share of the loot. They can call it any name. Empowerment, support, scholarship, community this or that. You see? But there is government. They are supposed to be government, aren't they? It is the job of the government to run the society, including every monetary transactions that takes place therein. But the government is poor. The government is broke. They don't have anything. Now politicians, they buy you transformer. Now politicians, they try bring katakata to come and grade your road that is never going to tar. But it need you to know that at least you care for the poor. And remember this, poverty is a virtue. It's not. Being poor is not. It is being considered as the wrong of the society, the wrong, the bottom of it. And it is not a good feeling. It is not anything good to be poor. And that is why there are poor people all over the world. What do you want to hear me? Omo, don't ever compare your poverty with other people in the world, though. Don't, oh. The reason is that, you see that of Nigeria, right, is generational man-made poverty. You see all over the world, when people fall into poverty, there are countless support programs, support groups, support this, support that are there to help people to recover. I'm not saying they are there to make you rich. No. They are there to make you recover, get back on your feet, and keep going. In Nigeria, there are also organizations that help people recover from so many trauma. Okay? I don't see many, except the politicians who probably help you recover from poverty when they give you free money that they know you're going to spend. The economy is going to take it back from you, and you're going to be back into that basket of poverty again. In 4 years, then they will come back. They will meet you there. You are waiting for them. If you run into trouble, financial this or that, it is only ego. Ego of people in this part of the world will make many of them never to seek help. But there will always be help. Oh, I'm going to be homeless. I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have a house. There will always be a helping hand there that will provide you a very, very comfortable accommodation. I'm not talking about those who are like junkies, drug abusers, and all of them. They can't cope in comfortable, controlled accommodation, because if you are like into other things that are really, really bad, what they do is that you live in a controlled accommodation. And if you're an addict and you want to access all your stuff, then you probably would just go back to the streets. So when they tell you there are poor people elsewhere, it'll be like Nigeria. Poor people all over the world. Well, maybe not all over the world. I live in the UK, and there are poor people in the UK. In fact, there are people who are now becoming poorer in the UK. But you see, when they say people are becoming poorer, don't put it into Nigeria context. So poor people still have homes here. Oh. If they can't pay their rent, nobody's going to kick them out. Oh. Do you understand? If they have to kick you out anywhere, there is also going to be provision for you where you can stay. They may not be as so fancy as where you are currently saying if you hit the bottom line. But there will always be support for you, your family. If you now have children, they are not going to leave you on your own. They are not going to tell you to push your children on the street and beg. Support system, they call it. Support system. In Nigeria, you are on your own. That is why when politicians do anything, right, or religious body, when they do anything, they want you to see it as a privilege, because there are more people that need whatever they give to you. Because if you don't appreciate that, you have no idea what it will feel like others who will wish for what they are giving to you. Whether now 1 Congo of Gary, whether now 5 liters of kerosene, whether now 1,000 or 5,000 they are giving to you, in order for them to take something back from you, is either your submission or your soul. In this country, there is dignity. That's what we are hoping and preaching for when we told you then that those who are glorifying poverty, they're not glorifying poverty because they love you or they mean well for you. If you look at them very well, the religious bodies are helping them to condition you to think being poor somehow, although it's not good though, but somehow it has its own reward, because as you are closer to God. God loves you. That is not true. God loves you, truly. I believe that God loves all of us, okay? And he loves you too. And guess what? God does not love you being poor. I am saying it to you now. And that should get you thinking for whatever you have been told before or whatever you are still going to be told. And then it will help you to see the light of those who like it the way you are, or if you are one of those who actually you are happy to be used as a willing tool. You are poor, you are struggling, right? They are trying to, you are feeding from the crumbs they might be giving to you, APC, PDP, and the rest of them that you probably are working for. Now you are poor, you know it. Hustler, Abi, and you are waiting for what they promised you. Now, to get what they are promising you, you need to go and lie to other poor people that the thieves that you know, that they have found you, that they love them. God does not love poverty. You know why? Because in the Bible, the Bible said everything God created was good. I don't know if that's how he said it, but in Yoruba, Ogbohun tí Olúwa dá dáradára ni. Dáradára. And from the religious side, some said we humans, we are the best creation of God. At the same time, we are his worst regret. If you are religious, you'll be able to relate, Abi. They said God created man in his image. Now, if everything that have been ascribed to God as mighty, everything, Abi, it simply means God is intelligent, God is creative, God is ambitious, God is imaginary, is everything you can say. So if God now creates And then God is free. God is love. No be so? Then they said God created us in his image. Olúwa dá wa ní àwòrán ara rẹ̀. So if we are God's image on earth, it simply means we deserve every good thing on this earth that he has dropped us in. Using religion now. And anyone who walks to deny us all of the good things of life, be it individual or individuals, be it religious body or their representatives, be it political organization and their members, be it government and its agents. I don't think God said we should accept that. Do you understand this now? Do you understand? I don't think that best being there, supreme being there, God, who created us in his image, couldn't have been an humbled slave, could he? Or can he? No. No smart man. So as children of God, before you meet God, before you go to heaven or elsewhere, for being created in his image, as you are watching me right now, man, woman, it is wrong for anybody to tell you that being poor is God's will because he loves you. Politicians have used that phrase many times. Pastors have used that many times. But me, as they talk, say, all humans are political animal. You are a political animal. I am a political animal. You see, that political animal in us is called the sixth sense. That sixth sense allows you to think and see things deeper as they should be and clearer as they should be. Then, once you do, you don't close your ears, close your eyes, or close your mind to them. You what? You open that up, because that lies, there lies your own freedom. And that is the freedom of thought, where no one, again, can manipulate you in a different way that is completely ungodly, which is what Nigeria represents. Ungodly ways. They intimidate you about God all the time. They threaten you here and there about God. It's about what he's going to do to you. But what about what he's doing to you now? Or what those who are supposed to be representatives of God as well as love, what they are doing to you now? Do you think God is happy? Do you think God is happy that women and children are being kidnapped and raped? Do you think God is going to be happy? Do you really think that you, or let me say, the people that are unable to foot their own medical bills, as little as 4,000 naira, losing their own loved ones into preventable diseases, preventable death, do you think God is happy with that? Do you? No. He can't be happy. You should know that. Do you think that Nigeria became poverty capital of the world? Is a thing of joy to God and say, thank God. Okay, no, God cannot say thank God. Can God say thank God? No. Only human can say thank God, though. So let's say God will just be like, oh, thank me. I am going to welcome over 128 million Nigerians to heaven. Oh, thank me. I can't wait for them to die so that I can take them to heaven. Do you really think that's how things work? Right. You know, those who would never like what I do, they are those who feel like you questioning what you have been told. Maybe when you were younger, when we're growing up, they lied to us a lot. They did a lot. They did a lot to us. However, but you can relate. That shouldn't offend you, because you know what I'm doing is I am trying to deconstruct the mind of the people that they have used religion and others to socially conditioned to accept all wrong things as right and defend them, to the point that they have now decided to love their oppressors differently. Muslim, Christian, it doesn't matter. They just have to love their oppressors differently. So if I have to deconstruct that mind, I have to go as deep as that. And I hope you are following me. Don't go back, oh, keep following. Come on. Because you're going to know the truth. Poverty, being poor, is something that should make you angry, because you don't need to be rich to lead a normal life. You don't need to be rich. I'm not rich, and I'm not looking forward to be rich. Do you know that? Because I don't even understand what being rich is. Probably buying things you don't need, right? Or I don't know what being rich is, that before you know that, oh, he's a rich man and all that. So I'm not looking forward to being rich. I just want to be able to afford basic things of life, being able to pay my bills as I have been doing, being able to work, earn my own pay, and respect, self-esteem, self-respect. And I have earned that, and that is life for me. That is good life for me. It's not about how expensive you lead your life, how many houses I'm not sleeping outside. I'm still sleeping in a house, and I can feed. That's what I believe many people actually want, or should want, where you don't need, right? Where your children need health care. All you have to do is to take them to health centers where trained best hands are, well-paid people are there with love to care for your child, to care for your relative, to care for you, and make you feel like, I just don't want to say I want to be coming to hospital every month, man. I love the way they treated me there. And above it all, right? I paid no dime. Oh, really? That's great. That shouldn't be something so strange. You know, what baffles me most is that the people that defend these criminals are also the poor people. I'm talking about the impoverished of the impoverished, who are being denied all these good things. They are the same people that are defending the people who deny them that. Is it confusing? It's not confusing. It is sad. So that's what we wish for you. If you ask me, Maiyegun, what do you, I want you to have a better life and not celebrate poverty and not become people who are like eating rice once every month, and the whole family will have to celebrate that and say, Junior, guess what? What? We are going to, you know what we're going to have on Sunday? What are you going to have on Sunday? We're going to have rice. Really? Yes, we're going to have rice. Mommy just told me, I saw mommy buying rice. Hey, man, I've missed rice. So, that kind of family, that's not life. It's not. And so many other things, like I'm just using food, rice, because I can tell you, when they say a bag of rice in Nigeria is now 40,000 naira or 30,000 naira, the Agbado boys, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the humbled slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated morons, without forgetting the Buhari Deans, the Buhari Diderins, the Buhari Dinotus, Buhari Dijatus, Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unekaris, the social media bandit, Facebook adsmen, their uncles and aunties, all of them scattered all over the world, but they will never return back to Nigeria. Rather, they will love Nigeria from abroad. The Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, they will ask you, must you eat rice? You're not by force to eat rice. Rice is not our food. Rice is not Nigeria. I read that. See, you won't believe it. I read all of that on there. Rice is not our food. I don't even like rice. There's too much. Like rice is always causing diabetes. Rice is a carbohydrate. I don't even know why people are complaining about rice. If all of us just start eating our own gari, agbado, cassava, ewa, and all of that thing, farmers will make more money. All this money we are using to import rice. That is what the Lagos Abobakus were saying, Àwọn ọmọ ìṣẹ́, àwọn ọmọ ìyà, àwọn ọmọ ìrankíran elébi oníyà, àwọn olófò èèyàn. Why are you eating rice? Why are you complaining about rice? Must you eat rice? In my household now, we are now eating ofada. Local rice is a lie. The way they cannot afford the normal rice, so is bragging, he or she is bragging about ofada. Let us support local production. Okay, where is the local production? Do you get that now? They glorify poverty. That is why, no wonder, Pastor Ruga, Ekene Shatabandu, Agbowori Babaoja. I'm talking about their former star boy, the special advisor to Bokowari on condolences visits, burial matters, and trader money. He came out and he said they want to lift 10 million Nigerians out of poverty. How? We are going to give each of them 10,000 naira to start a business. Ladies and gentlemen, how much is 10,000 naira? $20. If you are in America, that's $20. In fact, it's not even $20. It is less than $20. If you are living in the UK, it is just about 12 pounds. That is what the professor of law, the vice president of Nigeria, the one in charge of the economy of Nigeria, why Bokwari is in charge of security, the commander-in-chief of the federal armed forces. Pastor Ruga brought out an economy idea. That economy idea is to lift 10 million Nigerians out of poverty by giving them 12 pounds to start business. And if they spend it well, they will get 15 pounds. If they pay that back, they will get 20 pounds. If they pay that back, they will move it to 50 pounds. That's the plan. And Pastor Ruga was flying everywhere, sharing 10,000 naira inside market. Guess what? When we said, wait till 10,000 naira go by, I want more poverty. They get mama, they have a mama inside that APC. Iya Poverty, that's her name. They call her Iya Poverty. Iyabo Awokoya, that's her name. Mama Poverty. He said his own natives. Look at them. Look at all of them complaining about 10,000 naira for business. Useless people, then be PDPO, people where they loot more. That was their message. They said people who are complaining about 10,000 naira is too small for business. They were PDPO, people who are looting our money. 10,000 naira can start a business in Nigeria. All you have to do is to buy 10 bags of pure water. And if you finish that 10 bags of pure water, you are going to make a 200 naira profit on 10,000 naira. Sorry. How much is a bag of pure water now, by the way? How much? A bag of sachet water, that bag, that 20. Or how many is it? How many is inside that bag anymore now? How many? Somebody should help me. I need that number. I need that figure. I want to use it. I'm going to go to Facebook. They are the ones who are usually from a lot from Nigeria. How much is tell me, how much is a bag of pure water now? I want to use it in my illustration. How much? I'm reading my comment. 200 naira. 500 naira. Oh, 250 naira. That's the bag. You see that sachet bag, right? They have 20 in it, okay? So it says 250 naira, Abi. So 2 is 500 naira, Abi. Now, Pastor Ruga, according to this APC, ẹgbẹ́kẹ́gbẹ́, àwọn olórí burúkú oníyà yìí o, àwọn aláìlójútì, àwọn ọmọkọ́mọ yìí o, àwọn elébi olóòórùn yìí o. Yeah? With 10,000 naira that Pastor Ruga gave you, even if you are a graduate, they give you that 10,000 naira, Baba, just go and buy, how many bags with the 10,000 naira buy for you? No, you don't need that. All you need is that you need to buy 20 bags. Okay? So 20 bags will give you 5,000 naira. Now, another 5,000 naira, you can go and buy truck or rent truck or buy air tray, air pan, and start putting, then you need the ice cube to ice the water, and you start running in traffic, okay? Selling pure water. If you can sell 40 bags a day, that's 10,000 naira, right? And according to them, you are going to make a profit of about 5,000 naira. That's business growing. All this olórí burúkú APC o, àwọn èèyàn poverty yìí o. They say it's only Maiyegun, it's only people like you that will say 10,000 is too small. Ha! Ṣé láyé yín bàjẹ́ tó ni? You know what they did? Because now free money, government money. They started collecting the money. Oh yeah, give us. We want to be out of poverty. Oh yeah, give me 10,000. Out of poverty money. Give me money. I want to be out of poverty. Many of them collected the money. You know where they turned to? Bet Niger. I didn't know that was the plan. They said that, Baba, that 10,000 naira, if you carry them for like a 3 odd, upper, 2 lower, medium, and everything, Baba, if you get like 500,000, then you start a business. About me, I'm just following these people. Make I just get money from them. They play Bet Niger. So that when I win, I go just tell them, say, waka, waka, waka. Poverty. Poverty will make you shameless. You know, go get shame. Shame, okay? They get shame. Where you won't survive. They are robbing you. Everybody collected 10,000 here and there, 10,000. Last, they collected the 10,000 from Pastor Ruga. They carried the money, give Lotto. Everybody can't go back to square one. All of us can't complain again. This change is not good. The people who actually put out the scheme, Pastor Ruga and co, they themselves, they cashed out over 500 billion naira. That's how much they shared. Yes. You don't know nothing. Poverty is a terrible thing. They will use like musu, like house rats. They will use small cheese to tease you. Okay? And then they will put it on it. And then when you enter the trap and the trap catch you, you can't see the small cheese where they take deceive you come out. And then you look up, you see the bigger cheese in a bowl. That one no get trap. It did there in a big plate. The cheese that even if you eat them as a rat, for the next 10 years, you know if you finish them. But a small one, they go put inside trap. They say you can chop and you jump into it. You know if you come out. Some of you, even to chop that cheese, they go say, may you go swear for your generation, swear for your father, swear for yourself, swear for everything in your life. If you betray us, you go die like a dog. You are going to die. House of fire. You say, yes, I will die. If I betray you, I will die because of 10,000 naira. You collected the money. Last, you carry and give Bet Niger. You know if you betray them anymore. They here, they say that they cause people who brought shame to Nigeria. The people who destroyed Nigeria, go better for them. You did there, maybe make, if you say amen or not. You are there all over the world. Every time that they cause APC, all of you, Olori Brukus following Tifnumbu and APC, all the causes, they share them. No. When they gave you 10,000 naira, they gave these people 10,000 naira for Imo. They gave trader people 10,000 naira for Abeokuta. They put Abuja, they gave them 10,000 naira. Last, Pastor Ruga came out and he said they have given over 1.2 trillion naira. They have shared 1.2 trillion naira to over 11 million households. Ha! Nítorí Ọlọ́run. Hano kumla. No, only Kokotamanlo. The Takula. Pastor Ruga de takula. Kò bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run. 11 million household do. Lórí pé wọ́n fáwọn èèyàn 10,000 because you are giving people 10,000 naira in the market. That's how they dupe you. As you collected your own 10,000, you go, your mama collected 10,000, everybody collected 10,000. Pure water, you know sell. Granite, you know sell. Nothing if you sell. Because the money serve. Some of you will collected the money. You use the money to feed yourselves. Because you know that politicians are mad people. How could anybody come and say, come and collect 10,000 naira to be rich? To do business. They want to fight poverty. So last, Pastor Ruga, he joined them in creating further poor people. Another set is this, where you see all these humbled slaves and obedient fools who jumped about to defend their oppressors, right? Is what the one they call what's you call that thing? Whether they do that time, they give you a job, sure P. No, not sure P. What do you call that thing they were giving to you that time? Somebody should remind me. Pastor Ruga and that job they gave to you then. They created a scheme. In fact, they created a scam. And they said they wanted to create job. Help me. I'm going to go to Facebook. They are the people who are from Nigeria mostly. They always kind of come through for me. What is that job they created for you that time? That they are paying you 30,000 naira, 30,000 naira. They brought a scheme together. Are you with me? And that scheme was that they were going to employ 5 million Nigerians. Right? 5 million will no get job. So they now started. They said they are going to be employing them in batches when it was time for them to give them the job. Right? They started number one, nobody even know what the job is all about. They call them Empower. I told you, Facebook people will always come through for me. No matter how much Facebook try to stop you from seeing me, okay? I still have my people who see me out there on Facebook. They still get the notification, okay? So keep it up. Empower. Now, Pastor Ruga created this scam. They wanted to lift millions of people out of poverty. They will pay them 30,000 naira, okay? And according to them, they were creating jobs. But guess what they were doing? It is the same free Bambi Allah as well. Number one, they don't have any job for 5 million people. Okay? So what they now did was that let's do it in batches. We will first give 50,000 people out of 200 million people. Or let me say out of over 80 million unemployed, right? Let's give 50,000. So the 50,000, they scatter them everywhere. Okay? Oh yeah, what is the job? We are going to train you how to make soap, how to do liquid soap, make soap. Some of you are like into maybe you are graduates. Can you teach? We'll send you to some schools where we need teachers, okay? And we'll pay you 30,000 naira. Baba. And so they say they do 5 million they promised. Last now 200,000 people they give them power to. Guess what? When they pay them the first month, well, they now told them, they said it's going to be in batches. So 3 months, they will pay you 30,000 naira, 30,000 naira, 30,000 naira for 3 months, your batch. Then they will now say, wait for your deployment so that we can then take you to your place of work where they will employ you permanently. But they have nowhere to take them to employ anybody. They don't even have any money to pay you. Right? They started owing the people who were shouting, change, 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 next devil, next devil. Some of them were even coming to me. Maiyegun, I have a story for you. Maiyegun, you see, this Empower and a scam. Maiyegun, they have not paid us. All this why. Some people said they paid, some people have collected the money in our name. Maiyegun, can you please help us tell the whole world that they have not paid us Empower? I say, Baba, are you sure? Say, you know who you the text. Maiyegun, I'm one of your follower. I am one of your fan. This Empower, so you want me to come and help tell the world that Empower is a scam, a scheme they put in place that they know will fizzle out. Many of you are going to be irrelevant eventually. It's just one of those lies. The one I told before many of you decide to go and sign up for it. They can't hold you money. You can't talk to me to come and tell the world that it's a scam. A scam that I actually told before the launch. Baba, are you sure? Just that they should pay us. Okay. You want me to come on MaiyegunsDiary Politico and tell the whole world that they are owing you and they should pay you? Maiyegun, please. Baba, you must be one of the funniest people alive. Oh. When did Bokwari started listening to Maiyegun or Pastor Ruga started listening to Maiyegun, and what Maiyegun said is what they do? Shana Nigeria frustration come make you come to me, say, make I help you tell the whole world. I'm here. They said I know they say anything good about Nigeria. I said, okay, is there anything good that I am missing? Can you please just share that, Sabi? Open a page for them and tell the whole world. Because you are all living the hypocrisy lie, the life of lies. And you don't like anybody telling you that you are living a life of lie. You don't like it. You usually feel like, what's your business? Mind your business. Shut up your mouth. Where's your father? Where's your mother? What has your father done for us? Well, has your father helped the poor before? Blah, 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 black sheep. So when did I become somebody that will now come and beg APC, Egbekegbe, to fulfill the promise they made to APC, Egbekegbe members? On Maiyegun's, Baba, come on, man. You know that's going to be a joke. Instead of me to beg them for you, I'm going to use your story to laugh at the rest of you. Who, because of that lie, because of that fraud, that scheme that is never going to last anything, you choose the side of your oppressors because you are privileged. The day they opened the End Power portal, I remember that day, the website crashed. You know why? Now that day, APC, Egbekegbe, got the idea of the level of poverty and joblessness in Nigeria. The first day, they said more than 80 million people signed up. 80 million. For Empower job of 50,000. Anytime they put out employment, whatever there or here, you will get to see the idea of the frustration, the poverty that they created. You know? So last, na scam. You know those who cashed out. Because it is, you see, some of you don't understand how scam works. And why those who are scamming you cannot at the same time be using religion or God to psychologically psycho you. They are psychoing you. I don't know. That doesn't mean that you know what I mean when I use this sound. They are controlling your head. Every time you try to fight back, that your religious teaching will tell you, no, you don't need that. You don't want to sin against God. You see, let me tell you something. You say, man, it's only the Christianity in me that will never want me to curse them. Because you know why you don't want to curse them? Because you know your religion says don't curse. If you don't want to miss the kingdom of God. That's going to be a sin. And that's going to be an intentional sin. You know that if you curse or you do or you fight, it's going to be a sin against God. So why do you do it? Why should you do it? Because you want to come back and seek for forgiveness, Abi. So don't do it. You don't need to. Come on, calm down. Don't curse them. Maiyegun. Tí o bá ṣe pé bóyá pé Jésù ti gba àkóso ni. Maiyegun. Tí n bá sọ nǹkan tó wà nù mí fà. If not because Jesus Christ has taken control. If not because I have found Jesus. Maiyegun, I know what to say for these people. When I was still in the world. When I knew that Mama, you are still alive. No, I'm talking about when I was still in the world, not now that I'm in Christ. I know what to do. When at that time, you know what they call me? Me. I was very stubborn. Politicians are always afraid of me. Then I met Jesus. And he took away all that from me. I just pray for them. I'll let God do all of that. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying now? You have been conditioned in a way that, yes, you know this is what it is. But if you should react, that will be going against the teachings of our peaceful God. It is all political. It is all manipulative. If you can see through them, you can separate them. The time you are supposed to be so crazy, don't remember what your religion said you should maintain. The time you are meant to be so mad when you discovered how much these guys are taking a piece. That's not the time that they should be preaching this verse to that verse or that. You know what I mean? No. You see, you shouldn't mix them. Because once they bring them in, it is to manipulate you, calm you down. If they can cut your anger by half, the job is done. The rest is to fill your heart with different regrets, things that will be like, why did you allow that anger? Daddy Junior, listen to me. I've never seen you that angry like that. This is very, very dangerous. It's not right. I've called pastor. They said your anger whenever they are discussing politics or whenever this Nigerian situation and what the politicians have done, the way you are reacting, they said it's not really it's not godly. Children should not be saying that. And I'm worried for you, sir. They said we should do 3 days fasting and prayer. That God should Alaji. Why are they telling you to drink ominuage? Omi aluala is because they believe that if there's anything living inside you that is going to make you go against that laid down rules that says follow the leader. Now God they choose the leader, follow the leader. If you want to move away from it, they will say, as satanic, this satanic that is living inside you, you better start drinking aluala water. Ominuage. All of these things. The ominuage is not going to calm you down. But the belief that this is Allah's water, Omi Allah. And if I do Bismillah Rahman Rahim and you drink it, anger and everything. But the point is, if you are angry because of what Nigeria has become, is that a right anger or wrong anger? It is the right one. But religious side of you will tell you, if I should do what is inside of me, But I'm happy that today, many people are now seeing beyond that now. You know why? Some people will tell you, listen, being poor is not God's will. And anybody that comes to me and tell me that maybe it is God's will for you to be poor, this time around, I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. And if I have to go aggressive and get physical, I would. Because I know it. God did not create me to be poor. You should say that to yourselves. But if you continue to take and accept all the excuses they are giving to you, ignoring those who created those scarce opportunities, and then you are ascribing a miraculous something to come and happen by God, God is sad for you. Let me tell you that. How did I know? Oh, see you. Do you know what they call me? They call me Baba Gio. I am the general overseer of the temple of truth here. And you see all my brethren, all of my brethren all over the place. They call me Baba Gio. Do you know what Gio is? Overseer. I'll tell you something. I mean, take it. If you are in doubt, if you are doubting me, call God. That should make you feel better, shouldn't it? I'm telling you, God, it is not God's will, right, for you to be poor. The reason why 90% of you are poor in Nigeria today is because the politicians, your leaders, past and present and future, they want you to be that perpetually poor. That is deliberate. Do you see the difference? So if anybody now come and say that God loves the poor, he wants to scam you. I'm not saying you should attack anyone, but if your shoe is not too tight, at that point, depends the distance. If you use them, you know what I mean? God does not love the poor. God is sad to see his creation, to see his creature suffer and die In the world that he gave you brain, he gave you everything to live abundantly. He said, busy, you should continue to burn and you should continue to re. I see to re more. Sorry, I don't know what that is in English. It's just like you should continue to produce and multiply and multiply. But in Yoruba, he said, busy, busy, resi. That is to be multiplying. Because the world is abundance. Everything is in abundance. The greed of the humans made this place unlivable. And you accepting it as your choice is a no-no. Papa, if you have accepted it and say, well, my friend, you don't know what you are saying. God created poor people and he created rich people. It's a lie. He created humans. Human created the gap. And if you pay attention very well, in the case of Nigeria, you don't even need a soothsayer. Oh, need a war. So don't accept it. If you are poor today in Nigeria and you are a young person, don't be desperate in trying to break even. You can't break any even legally like that. The entire country is seafood of opportunities. Therefore, it has become dog eat dog. The only way to change it is to reject the society conditioning which we have today, the one Nigeria they are presenting to you, or they are making you accept or live with. You will realize that once that is rejected, once you no longer follow the dictates, once you no longer follow the rules, when I say follow the rules, I mean these ones that continue to shape your mind and continue to pause your mind from seeing clearly in order to make clearer decisions. I'm talking about decisions that has to do with life and death. Nigeria's situation is life and death situation. It shouldn't be a situation whereby, religion has already paused your heart, paused your brain. And then they started filling it with the dust, with the lies of God this, God that, God this, God that, God this, God that. And before you know it, boom, you found yourself in the pit hell of poverty. Where people die, they shouldn't die. People were traveling, right? Say, whoa. What happened? These people have died, 3 people have broken their legs, the car lost its brake, can't enter the gallop of a pothole, and he can't run and try to avoid Okada, he can't rush into a trailer, 16 tire, and that one don't wreck everybody, 7 people don't die, 4 people don't break leg, 3 don't break back, now as we day, now only 2 people survive, 1 baby and 1 man, that one now jump out. Say, hey, help me thank God. Please help me thank God. Help me thank God. I did not die. God. God is wonderful. And everybody there will say, thank your star, thank your God. Oh, hey, God, thank you. God spare your life. God is wonderful. God is so great. Look at how he spared his life. Come on. And the Lord said, that woman, see how that woman died. Oh my, hey, that man head don't cut off. Remember what caused the accident. Remember the bad road. Right? As all of that, as they're happening, then they will say, ambulance. There's no ambulance. Please, help. It's not dead. This one is not dead. It's still breathing. And that one is there like, is he breathing? Please help us. No. I know if you put him in my car, police will arrest me and say, if he die in my car, in that commotion, the following Sunday, the one that somehow escaped will be in church or moshalashi. Egbolom Tobi, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. So kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan àfà? Ọlọ́run máa tóbi nínú ọkọ̀ 18-seater. Bàbá wa, alàgbà wa, elder wa, Alhaji. Ikú ká ní mọ́dò. Ikú lápò. Àwọn nìkan ni wọ́n escape. Ọlọ́run orí àwọn èèyàn gé báyìí ni. Allah. Apá gé báyìí ni. Allah. Àtàlábọ̀ oyún fẹ̀ síta báyìí. Allah. Àwọn arọgbà yìí ká àwọn ra wa níyà. Abẹ́ ẹ̀sìn ní dárin. The question is this. Same thing with the mosque. Say, praise God. Hallelujah. Praise. Hallelujah. 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 What happened, Mama? Thank you. Now, so I say I won't go help them do burial for Kogi. We don't pass Delta. We don't pass Warri. We don't nearly reach Kogi. Now, so we hear say 2 tires don't bust. Pa! And the roadblock with the front. Now, so I have a car. Now, so Okada came. Okada came. Say, Pee! We drive around into trailer. Now, so we enter under trailer. Head just cut off. I don't know. I just black out. I saw Jesus. I saw angel. White. I thought I was dead. And he said, Mama Emeka, it's not your time. I love you. You need to go back. See, hey, Jesus. Hi, God. See, people died, but I know that for the love of God, he spared me. I'm not mocking you. I'm just trying to ask you to think deeper here. The way or the context they make you use God in Nigeria. What happened to those people who died? God didn't love them. Do you know it's sad, Abby? God didn't love those ones. I mean, those ones are waste. You die, you die. If you're alive, now you God love. No, Maiyegun, sometimes God take people before their time because he knows that maybe they are going to run mad, maybe they are going to be poor, maybe they are going to, So sometimes God do, so he can't kill like 12 people inside one bus one day. Now all of them can't get bad luck. He won't save them. That is what poverty does. And that's how they use religious doctrine to condition your mind from what is really the problem. Who created the road? Who created the agencies that should keep check on your cars and then on your road and every other? Don't put logs on the road where people are speeding. It doesn't make any sense. It's in a security. Now mad place. People can't die. You say, oh, but you see policemen like this, they are there. Then you just see they are checking, they are not checking vehicles, okay? They are collecting money, bribe. There may be something happen, trailer coming. You see queue. Then you see Dangote trailer. We say what's the color? Concrete block that they take press the pedal. Everybody can't run out of their car. You know why? That Dangote trailer don't lose brake. And roadblock, police roadblock, they front where they collect money. Yeah? Trailer go just everything scatter. You know, go see police. Now the police will first exit that scene. Now they cause the accident. Now they cause the problem. They will disappear. You're on your own. You know all of that. And you know the genesis of all of that. It is the system, isn't it? Right? But when you escape what Nigeria has to offer, as you have been conditioned, the first thing is thanksgiving. Let's thank God that God saved my life. So anyway, I think I've had my fun. The bottom line is that don't let anybody tell you that poverty is a virtue or that because you are poor, right, God loves you and you are going to heaven. Before you go to that heaven, Baba, listen to me. Don't make this earth your hell. That's exactly what Nigeria will make. Nigeria politicians are making Nigeria as for you, right? And don't glorify poverty. more poverty, then glorify poverty because of the crumbs they will give to you, and you are ready to sell off your well, you've sold off your inheritance and your family and all that. But think about your children. Sometimes you should think about your children. I would want to take calls tonight, but let's call it a night. Okay, I'm going to see you some other time. Okay, and thanks so much for spending your evening with me. This should have been in the afternoon, by the way. We should have done this in the afternoon, but we didn't. So I'm glad I spent that evening with you, and thank you. So today I was at Yoruba community in Scotland, and amazing people, and I met a lot of people too. Everywhere I go now, I meet a lot of people, and I don't know. Sometimes I don't even know how to react. I just choose to just be nice because it's so wonderful when a lot of people says, Maiyegun will watch you. I love what you're doing. Children were coming to me. Sir, are you Maiyegun? Are you the one on that? Yes, I am. I'm the one that your dad watches all the time. And I met a lot of amazing people, Yorubas, including non-Yorubas who are spouses of Yorubas who came there as well. I met a lady from Togo. She's married to a Yoruba man, and she was like, my husband loves you so much, Maiyegun. I'm going to take a picture. And we did take a picture, and I don't know if he's watching as well. I'm a very terrible person with names, okay? But I can tell you, I met a lot of people, and I'm proud to be a Yoruba man. Today, in Scotland, and I've told people, if you are in Scotland and you are a Yoruba man, right? Look out for Yoruba community in Scotland. There is a new rebirth. Seriously, it is booming and it's growing. And this time around, we want to make it work. You should join us physically. Now, I am going to call it a night. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. You can still like my video if you haven't. You can still share them if you haven't. I've got some clips I would love to share with you, but let's do that some other time when we are talking about politics generally. Tonight, I just thought I should. It's some bass, some chord with my raw relative, messages. So if you have ever somehow, if you can relate in any way, right? If I've made any changes in you tonight, please make it permanent. Nigeria has nothing to offer. Every lie they tell you, listen, if you pay attention very well, as much as some of you love to just wave them by the hand, and I mean with a wave of hand and all that. No, look deeper. It's more than that. And then you will realize that once the mindset starts changing, once people begin to feel like they deserve better, we deserve better, we deserve more than this nonsense, right? There's going to be a huge shift. I just want to be alive to witness it. And I know you would be alive. You will be alive to witness it as well. So tomorrow, or maybe next, I am going to tell you what we are going to do in September. Okay? Including bringing back our fundraiser and then target them towards our budgets in Nigeria as it is, or in Yoruba land as it is. So I'll tell you all this. And if we should choose to do it, we'll decide that on MaiyegunsDiary Politico. And I actually would love to have a People's Parliament for that as well. But we will discuss that at some point. But tomorrow, as some people have said, you have started seeing the Yoruba Union billboards across Yoruba land, Abi. There's going to be more. And there's going to be more than billboards. There's going to be more and more stuffs coming up. This time around, we are going to venture into supporting, especially our brothers and sisters who have indeed volunteered to defend Yoruba land. So I won't say more than that. But yeah, we're going to do something. And I'm going to lay the whole step-by-step of it down or forward, right? Tomorrow. So thank you for your time. Enjoy your evening. And if you are just joining me, you haven't really missed much, okay? Just go back and start watching from where we started. And I'll say good night to everyone. Odaro.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe.